Welcome back to the live session, another one for second day of the trading week. Welcome back everyone, and let's start today's session. We see there is a CPI coming on CAD, which will have some reaction in the market on dollar CAD, as well as I think there will have some volatility in gold as well. We will be looking at dollar CAD also today in our analysis, and if possible trade setup. As we have seen early today, dollar CAD was trending, and we can see this is the 4-hour chart on dollar CAD. We might see possible breakup structure here, that there will be an opportunity to sell dollar CAD if we see that before the or with the CPI. If the market breaks this high here, we will be looking for potential entry in this instrument on dollar CAD. You can see this is a resistance line here on dollar CAD, and that's an important level here on dollar CAD. And you can see this is a series of lower high here on dollar CAD, and we have seen that bounce in that market, expecting a bounce here, and that bounce can give us possible a selling opportunity in this market on dollar CAD. And if we look at here daily chart, we see that this is a in fact sharply falling market. So today's yesterday's high is here, which is the daily resistance line, and with the upcoming news, if we see the dollar CAD manage to break that high, especially grabbing that liquidity from here, that's where we will be looking for selling opportunity in this market. So on dollar CAD, we will be keeping on list while we are looking at XAUSD. Gold is in a level that what I think that we might find possible entry in this session here, and we will be looking at the daily support level on gold for possible also buying opportunity. And before we look at possible entry, let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis, and then we will be looking for possible setup in this market. So, and before I do the full analysis, also would like to see that everyone present here, if you guys can hear me and everything is right with this stream, I would appreciate a feedback on the live chat. You can say either yes or no, so that I know that you guys can hear me. Let's begin. Very optimistic for today for the session coming up. Let's look at, and what do you expect on today's stream, guys? That do you think that XAUSD gonna drop further below breaking the daily support, or you think that it's gonna again move back to the upside here? And let's first do the complete multi-time frame analysis, and then looking at the lower time frame to see how we can find trading opportunity in this market, looking at monthly chart to see overall direction in this market. So now from the monthly, we can see that this is a monthly price action, where from here an impulse followed by this correction, and we can see there is another impulse followed by correction, and we can see another impulse. This is the back-to-back 4 months XAUUSD. Currently we can see that it's in a bull market, and in that bull market, where as this market is trending aggressively to the upside with a stronger momentum, any pullback in this market is an opportunity for us to potentially go long in this market. We can see that from here, this is a monthly rejection to the upside, and with that monthly rejection here, expecting for the price to potentially drop to that support level where there is a high liquidity. And with that being said, and we can see this is an important level on the monthly perspective on XAUSD, what we can expect for this price to possibly after a pullback to return back again to the upside. If we look at the weekly perspective here, this is where Guys, I was looking at the weekly, as weekly support is quite important. If we see the market dropping to the weekly support, breaking below, we can look for a bullish opportunity in this market, in this instrument. Now looking at daily, to make that price action a little clearer, we can see that once the market opened early today, from this daily support, that I would like to draw these two levels on the daily. If you look at here, you can see this is the daily support here, also there is daily low, and any retest of the daily opening here is where we will be looking for buying opportunity. Okay, if you look at here, you can see that this is where this is the daily support here, and from the daily support we will be looking for bullish opportunity in this market. So looking at the 4 hour here, where we can see that this is the 4 hour time frame, and this is the zone here where you can see series of higher low formation on XAUSD, and I will be looking at the 1 hour chart here, and in that lower time frame, that's what you're looking at. Would like to see that possible breakup structure in this market. And if we look at the breakup structure here, so you can see the 1 hour chart, and dropping down to the very lower time frame here, we see that this is a completely sideways market, and in that sideways market, what we can expect for this price to possibly to trend down here to the liquidity zone. Here we can see the market is forming series of higher low, and at this point where the price is, I don't want to open buy at this point, as we could see that the market potentially going to the daily level. This is the daily resistance line, and possibly to break that high. That's the possible scenario here on XAUSD. But I would like to see that the price is possibly coming here in that zone. This is the if you guys look at it, you can see this is an important support here, and with that support, this is the daily level that I would like to see for the price to come and retest, and then to revert again to the upside here. And this is the 15 minutes where looking at the lower time frame, you can see this is the lower time frame here, which is significant level of support, and would like to see that the market is possibly breaking from that structure here, and this is a significant trend line in that area. Okay, so we will be looking to see the market breaking from that trend line, possibly to break below, and I do not expect to drop that far, though this is a support here. But if we see the market has managed to break this current support, that's where we may find that possible trading opportunity in this market. So for us to watch the price action, we saw that there was a, yesterday you guys have seen that there was a false breakout here in that zone. Now what we can see, this is the nearest support level from the 1 hour, as this market, you can see that after this move, it's grabbing liquidity, dropping down, grabbing liquidity, dropping down. We can see the market is possibly breaking below that level to that support here where there is a liquidity. And with that being said, this is where you will be looking for possible trading opportunity in this market. We'll see that here. As soon as we will find that entry, we will be looking to enter in that trade here. So now looking at the 15 minutes, here we can see that there is a liquidity gap, and we can see with that liquidity gap, expecting for this price to potentially trend here in that zone. And with that being said, looking for that breakup structure, and once we see the market has broken from that structure to that level, we will be looking for possible selling opportunity here. And if you guys look at it, you can see that this is an important support here, and would like to see that possibly breaking from the 1 hour support, especially coming back below 32.10 level or to that level. We can look for possible buying opportunity, which is also the daily level. You guys can see that this is the daily level, and I would like to open an interesting trade here on the daily. If we see the market has dropped to that daily level, which is possibly to drop here to the daily level, they're expecting for the price to come back here and then to bounce back up. So it's started to break below. This is where we are looking at on the lower time frame, and you can see that this is the lower time frame here, a long wick rejection to the downside here, and here is the significant support here, also support here, and also we can see the market is in a this is also an important support here. So this is a strong liquidity zone. Once we see the price drop to that daily level here, if you guys look at it, you can see 32.10 or 32.12 level, we could see a jump here. So that jump could be to around 200 pip, that initial movement we're expecting for the market to possibly to go back to that resistance line here. So let's wait for the market to drop to that level, which we could see that some breakup structure here, and if it straight come back here, that's also more probability for the price to potentially move in that way. Okay, so if we see the market has dropped directly to that support level here, that's where we could see the price to potentially bounce back again from that zone. So this is where we are looking at on XAUSD for the price to retest and then revert back up. Once we see the price has shown that opportunity, we can look for any kind of entry opportunity. Let's see how it is doing in the meantime. Thank you for joining, Abdi Shakur. A voice clear, well done, thank you. Gold sale value, yeah, drop to 3210. Good morning, thank you very much for joining the live session. Now that being said, our level here that we are looking at to the daily support on XAUSD, daily support that we are looking at, and once we see the market on the daily support, we can look for possible buy setup. Okay, so looking for possible buy setup here, and we can see that there is a head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, wanting to see that it's breaking below here. We can see the market is lower time frame coming back to that support. We see that the price is coming back here, and with that support level retest, we can look for possible bullish entry opportunity once we see the price tested that low. Let's see. and we can see the market is to the daily support. We'll be waiting for the price to possibly to test here. This is the daily support here that we look at, and from that daily support where the market is almost to touching that level, and once we see the price has touched that daily level, we possibly can see that the market to have a reaction, and that's what we are looking at for the market to possibly to give us possible bounce from the daily level. So we expecting here further around 38-40 pip drop for us to be able to open buy in this market. So here is where you can see that this is the lower time frame. This is the 1 minute chart here, which we could see that the market to possibly come back here to that support, and then to revert again back to the upside. Here's the 1 minute chart. We can see the market in the 1 minute chart is having a reaction from that level. So still this is the daily support, waiting for the price to show up on the daily support before it potentially bounce. Okay, so the 5 minutes, so you can see there is a primary bounce here, and this is where you can see that there is a lower time frame price action here, and with that lower time frame price action, as you can see, there is a bounce, and that's where 15 minutes and the 30 minutes time frame expecting it to drop further to the 4-hour level. We'll be looking for possible entry in this market, and once we see the price has given that opportunity, we can look for entry in that market. So this is the, if we look at the overall picture in the market, we can see that this is a long-term bull market here, and the price is approaching that the lower time frame support. If you look at a bearish engulfer, expecting it to drop further to that support level. Now getting a reaction from that zone, which will be basically possibly we could see the market to so where is the daily resistance? It's here, which is the daily high, today's high, and which is 115 pip up, but would like to see that the market has tested the daily low properly before we look for any possible entry in this market. So this is what we're waiting to see. The price has dropped enough to that level, and then the price to after a retest, that's where we could see that the market is has tested here, and then to possibly return again back to the upside here. Okay, so we're looking at in that market to potentially test the support and then to bounce. So we'll be waiting to see, as we have seen that primarily it has got a reaction, but was waiting to see actually for complete support of the daily test of the daily support before we look for any entry in this market. So let's wait to see that where it is heading. Thanks for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support, guys. And in the meantime, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. This could be another wave of drop here, and if it drops to the daily low, we can look for possible entry once we see the market in fact has given that possible a criteria for us for any entry in this market. Thanks for joining. Zoom. This USD we're consolidating. USDJPY. We can see that USDJPY, we're running a trade on that one. This one is USDJPY. We saw that this is a bearish move here on dollar yen from that resistance line. Start to drop in the major direction here, and we can see that dollar yen in fact showing bearish pressure here. We open a trade early today here from that zone, and which is currently running in the profit area, and we can see dollar yen here creating series of lower high. We could see the market to potentially trend in that direction to create a new lower low in this market. So that's where we see the price to possibly to break below here from the daily chart. We can see the dollar yen is in a downtrend, 4-hour chart in downtrend, and we see there is a head and shoulder here, and with that head and shoulder the market is is trending here on dollar yen, so we might see the price to break below here. On dollar CAD, if you guys look at it, you see that there is a the data has, in fact, as we discussed before on dollar CAD, the news has made this instrument to be volatile, and what you can see, so we see the dollar CAD news being published, and we can see that CPI, median CPI and trimmed CPI, which is CPI was 0.7% forecast, 0.3, that it ended up with 0.3%. So what happened, the market has crossed that high, and then we can see that after liquidity grab, it's what we can see, that's a liquidity grab, and I think that that's a possibility for further break here now, as the market has tested that high, and with that test of this high grabbing liquidity, the price may break below here in that direction on CPI here. So we can see that after the liquidity grab, it start to break below. Let's look at here on XAUSD again, coming back to that CPI with the CPI CAD. After break of this high, the market has got a rejection here, and with that rejection we can see the price possibly to come back in that direction. So it's waiting for this price to melt down from the CPI perspective, for the price to possibly to drop to create a new lower low in this market. So let's wait to see where the price possibly heading to, and once we see that it clearly rejected, we can look for possible entry. We'll leave it here, and while we see that XAUSD, we see that there is a drop here from that, and this is the daily support that we are looking at potentially to retest. And once we see the market has tested the daily support, we can look for possible buy opportunity in this market, waiting for a setup. Are you guys ready for a setup on XAUSD? Thank you. Let's buy safe GBPJPY. Thank you. Well done. Welcome. GBPJPY yet not looking at. Here is where you can see from that level the market has started to break below, and possibly we could see the market to come back here to retest on the daily, and that's where you will be looking for an entry for possible upside here. And daily support is quite important, as from the daily support here, that's where we possibly see that the market to revert back again to the daily resistance. So I have identified that daily resistance line here, which is a significant level on the lower time frame. If the market successfully tests the daily low and then create a reversal pattern, we can expect it to go back potentially to 3230 level. So that will be possible around 200p potential move if we see enough rejection here needed to see that the price drop, got rejected, and change the trend here. And in the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. All right, guys. So waiting for a possible setup on XAUSD. And in the meantime, if you have any question, what happened with CAD pairs when data is negative? So CAD, we see that there was a bounce on CAD pair, and we can see that this is the 4 hour. As we discussed in the beginning of the session, the market managed to break to the upside and has tested. But here, if we look at the 5-minute chart, you can see it's forming narrower candle formation. So what I think that it may slowly try to return back again in the major direction. For me, I think dollar CAD, if you look at the daily here, you can see it just has crossed the daily high. So any retest will be possible for bearish, but at the moment not entering yet, because we would like to see that dollar CAD has given proper rejection from the top. You can see there is a long wick here, and would like to see the market grab liquidity, and then has got rejection in that direction. So this is waiting for that market to show up to retest that support here on dollar CAD. So if you look at it, you can see that this is the 5-minute chart here, and here is would like to see possibly one more bounce and then to get rejection. At the moment, we see that with the data, it has a bounce to the resistance line, which is, if you look at the 4 hour, you can see that a complete bounce. So this candle is still 15 minutes remaining, and I think that upon closing of this candle, we could see that possible some bearish price action, but at the moment we will still see that 15 minutes to close. So let's see how this candle is closing. If we find suitable entry in that area, we will be looking for and looking to enter. Going back to XAUUSD to see possible price action setup here, we can see that after double bottom, again the market is showing some improvement in the price action in this area, waiting for the price to possibly get a rejection here to that support level. Waiting for the market to possibly we see that here on there is a rejection from that level here on the lower time frame, and what we can see that the market here with this double bottom carrying back to the upside here. We got a little bit of disconnection. I hope that you guys can see me now and hear me. Thank you. Where the price action is showing that possible reaction here. So okay, so the market, after double bottom formation, it managed to break out, and with that breakout with the double bottom, we can see the market potentially to a trend again here. So we're waiting to see that the price to now again I'm looking at the daily level here. We need to see the price has tested the daily low before we look for possible entry on the daily time frame. If this 1 hour closing and the next one is coming here, that will be a very good zone, because the market in a very sideways at the moment in that area. So we'll be looking to see that the market has tested that level, and then it has grabbed the liquidity and then bounce back to the upside. So we'll be looking to see where it is heading to. And in the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more update education that I'm posting every single day. Where is the lower time frame price action is expecting it to come back to the daily support. Okay, so I need to restore this one here. All right, guys, we need to see that the market to retest the support here, and once we see enough support test, we can look for entry. We are in the middle of this daily candle, so today's movement of the price is high and low, and this is the opening here today, and this is the high, so it's in the middle. Would like to see the drop, and then we will be trading in the major direction of the trend. That's the main goal here for today. Here on XAUSD, we'll be looking to see that the price to show up with proper entry opportunity in this market. So let's wait to see where it is heading to. Yes, good morning. Is it buy safe GBPJPY? As long as you are doing proper risk management, yeah, of course. So, and keep in mind that nothing is safe if you are not trading properly. If you're trading with proper risk management, everything is safe as long as you do it in the right way. But at the same time, there's always risk in trading, as you know that. So yeah, I wouldn't say that safe. It carries risk. But GBPJPY, I think dollar yen, we see the downtrend. So GBPJPY should be in a possible downtrend or sideway. So where if you look at the 4 hour here, and the daily. So the daily chart on GBPJPY, we can see the price open on the daily level here and has got bounced to the upside. Not a very good area for buying at the moment. Sideways market at the moment. So once it started to trend, that's where you could see that entry opportunity. Going back to XAUSD here on the 1 minute chart again. If we see the market, we see that it's in the middle, currently trending from the daily support and daily high. So you will be waiting for entry on the daily daily high. This is the daily high. Daily high here, daily support here. We'll be waiting for the price to retest the daily support, grab the liquidity, and then to have a potential bounce here. What happened? CAD pair showing data negative. So you see that CAD pair that we discussed, it made its bounce to the upside. What is the average consistent win rate percentage for your strategy? I have a different strategies. So with 2 to 1, more than 50%, which is much more better, depending on what kind of that other factor you're using. Because keep in mind, guys, you can consider only win rate depending on how you are using the strategy. Okay, so if you are using high risk reward strategy, let's say this is where, if you are a beginner trader, or probably you trading for more time, but understanding how trading works is very important. Keep in mind, guys, 2 things that one must consider when you are considering strategy is win rate. Okay, but there is another very important point still is not considered there, is the risk reward that you are using with that strategy, right? You need to combine that. Then you'll find the right optimal way how a strategy works. For example, if you are using 3:1, okay, strategy, then to be break even with a 3:1, you need only less than 30% win rate. You see, this is where the factor that you need to consider. You need less than 30% win rate to be break even. What does that mean? That means that to be break even on a 3:1 risk reward strategy, you need to win 1 out of 10 trades, 2 out of 10 trades to be profitable. Right? I'm doing a wrong calculation. 3 out of 10 trades to be profitable. So you need to consider the risk reward when you are considering the win rate. Now, if you are using a 2:1, which is comparatively, I would say that optimal, rather than 3:1 is a bit higher. Sometimes traders don't want to wait that much long time. 2:1 is very optimal. So if you are using 2:1, then 40% win rate is profitable, isn't it? 40% win rate is profitable. Now, if you are using 1:1, then you need more than 60% win rate to be profitable. So depending on what is your risk reward will determine your win rate as well. Okay, now what's your win rate in your strategy with risk reward? Can you share? Anyone has a strategy that you are using with specific win rate? So I know this idea to calculate the dependent on the win rate. Risk reward is the best measure of performance. Yes, yeah, that's very important to look at both sides, so that you know that optimizing a strategy is very important in terms of when you are looking at long-term performance of a strategy. I hope that makes sense to you. Now, and trading from a very important area of value in adding to higher probability trade, entering in the higher probability trade will always give you a huge edge in the market when you are trading. So which is absolutely important to become a better trader, to look for a market that is giving you that proper edge. Now you can see that here we are waiting on XAUSD for the market to possibly to break to the edge, break to the important level to before we look for that potential entry opportunity in this market. I hope that you are enjoying the live session, traders. If you're enjoying, don't hesitate to also join the Telegram channel. You can find a link in the description where you can stay connected by all the education, analysis, all the trade ideas that I'm posting every single day. So here is what you can see from this support level. The market slowly trying to bounce and wanting to see the market with that bounce to drag back to that support. We'll see that where it is heading to. And from the daily support here, we will be looking for possible entry. Waiting on break of structure. So you can see that it's showing is still bullish, and I think we'll try to go back to the daily resistance. If it is going from here, that will not be entering, because we'd like to see the price has tested the support, then we can look for that entry. in our house on the garage. Shit. Anyway, what we can do. Okay, so now if we look at the daily here, this is a very significant support halfway to the resistance line. As we are waiting for the retest of the daily support, would like to see that tested here, and now it's forming a kind of double, W or a structure. We might see that to break above to the resistance line. We'll be waiting to see, and we see that this trend line is respecting. We could look to enter in that area, but as I mentioned, we will be waiting for the full retest of the daily support. If it is not testing going back there, then if we see enough price action confirmation, then we might see for the price to possibly go back to the daily here. So that might be another level that we could see, but I would like to see this continuing to the upside. It may easily break below again to the daily support here. So we could look for here 69 pip in that area, and I think we may see that possible reaction to the upside here, and all right, so from this resistance line there has been a complete break, and with that break here, now if we see that as the market didn't drop to the daily support, getting a 15 minutes candle closed, which is possibly to have a bullish movement. If that's happened, we might see the price to return back to the daily resistance line here. Just looking to see if we had that possible for bounce, and we'll be waiting to see if it is breaking from the structure. It may easily can break below the support, or it can continue to rise again to the upside. There's the doji here. Price in a very crucial level that we can look for. So it's on the between the daily high and low. Here's where you can see dollar yen. Yeah, come on. So dollar yen, we can see that dollar yen is on a level where we open that position. It's in a with the 4-hour close, so you can see dollar yen is in a downtrend, but we could see some possible bearish move here and then to drop back again, and it's on dollar yen. What you can see that on this is in a downtrend on dollar yen, we might see the price to potentially keep pushing back down here. If we look at dollar CAD, where we discussed 4-hour closed, and the market has the 1-hour candle as well, which is showing that 15 minutes it's in a downtrend. Okay, so dollar CAD in a very crucial level. So $4-hour here, 15 minutes. I'm just looking to see if there is any proper entry opportunity. So we need 2 to 1, so 1.74. Still not entering to see on dollar CAD if there is any setup here. Okay, so dollar CAD with this is gonna be a swing trade, 31 pip stop loss. I'm going to enter a sell position here with 1:1.7 risk reward. This trade will keep running even we are not on live, so definitely clear risk management is highly encouraged and recommended. And if you don't know how to do this, you might be able to opening in a demo account. This is the main goal here. putting a short trade on dollar CAD, stop loss at 1.39186. And TP taking to 1.3833, 1.3833. So placing a dollar CAD sell here, also sharing in the group. So here we will have around 32 pip stop loss. Swing trade, bidding on dollar CAD. As there is a rejection here, expecting for the market to potentially trend in that direction. So the TP target is here is because this is a liquidity zone. It may, if it drops down, then you may see that further drop, but this is the zone that we're expecting to retest and then to return back up. So this is what we are looking at on dollar CAD to see possible selling opportunity. The price to break below is higher probability as it triggered that liquidity zone, and long-term trend is down. We could see that range in that area, and that is where our trade setup. On the 1 hour we can see there is a long wick candle. Now it easily can return to the upside to fill that wick, which if it does, it does. But daily chart here we can see the market is in a downtrend, and this is a long-term downtrend at the moment. So our goal is to trade with the trend, right? So we see the liquidity gap. Trading with the trend is the key, and if it breaks below here, below this level, we can move the stop loss at entry to make the trade break even, and then let it drop further to that support level where there is a liquidity, and we will be waiting for possible trigger in that trade. I hope that if you guys are here, you are enjoying the live session, enjoying the trade. This is a potential swing trade setup on dollar CAD from this live session for those who are interested on learning and growing as a trader with me. Make sure also, guys, you do the proper risk management, you do proper lot sizing. Placing the stop loss in the right place is important, as you know it easily can try to break above again, but let's see where it is heading to at the moment. I'll be leaving the trade running, as this is a set and forget strategy. We don't need to watch too much time, let it run by itself. We place the stop loss, we place the take profit target, we did the risk management. The market will do the rest. The less looking is better in this kind of trade. So we will be leaving it here. Let's look going back to the gold for possible short-term trading opportunity here. If you have any question about dollar CAD, you can ask me here. It's open for everyone. Thank you. XAUSD having a break from the resistance line, and would like to see that one is if it drop back here daily support, we might find if we drop back to the daily support here, that's where will be our possible entry on gold. Dollar CAD trade, we will be running it and we'll be giving an update along the way. So we see that XAUSD is coming back below down here to the support level. We saw that this is a trend line break on the lower time frame, and if this trend line break bringing that price back to the daily support, we will be opening a buy opportunity here on XAUUSD. So you see there is a break of structure on 1 minute chart. I think that might lead the price back to the support level. It may here drop here to the support level. So wait to see. I'm not selling here on XAUSD because it's coming back to the daily support, where you might find a possible rejection. Possibly to see a break of a structure here. There's a head and shoulder here. A complete break with a bearish engulfer. Expecting it to drop to that support here. We see that there is a bearish price action, but I will be waiting for the market to test the daily support. We may see some drop here, but we will not be able to know at what level it's gonna reject again. So therefore it is good idea to wait for the market to show, to drop back here, and then to possibly to reject again for us to be able to enter buy. So dollar CAD, as we mentioned, started to move, possibly slowly trying to break down here, and would like to see that it's breaking below this level. So once the price will break below this level, we will be looking for looking to move the stop loss here, and then we'll keep the trade running for the full TP in that situation. On XAUSD, which is possibly to trend back below here to the support level. Price action on XAUSD also showing here possible bearish. Yep, buy from, yeah, thanks for that. Here it is in a consolidation, and if the market breaking from that consolidation, we could see the price to drop back here to that support level. Depending on how this price action is forming, will be a possible for either to drop to the daily support or bounce back to the upside. But I think that the directionally is locally here trying to trend. So if it move back to the daily support, that's where we will be looking for potential entry, while we see that dollar CAD is moving in that direction. So trend trading is the key, guys. Keep in mind that if any situation, if you are trading with the trend, you are always above. So the key is to find out the directional bias. For example, at where is the order block, and once you find the order block, the next thing is to find out the swing high or swing low, and then to trade based on that swing high and swing low. It can be in any time frame. It can be on 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's completely fine as long as your directional bias is correct. So you can see here on XAUSD from this level, this is where it started to move back up with a, this is a liquidity grab, and then moving back to the upside. buying from an important level is key, or selling from an important level. So here we saw that there was a break of this trend line that we have drawn. Now the price has moved back to the upside, tested this trend line. The question is the market again dropping here, or boom, breaking back to the upside. We'll see that what kind of price action it is forming in that area. So dollar CAD is possibly breaking in the direction. So if it drop back to this support level here, we will be around 30 pip in that move. We'll see that, waiting for the market to possibly to break in that direction on dollar CAD, while on XA USD is also trying to move back to the major direction. Dollar CAD also moving, and we'll look for to see how the price action is doing here. As I mentioned, the key here is to look for high probability setup and then holding on to that trade until it reaches full spectrum. Anyone here running the dollar CAD trade, guys? You can share with me your feedback. TP6061. Anyone running dollar CAD with me? I have shared in the group as well for the community members to look at it. Later we'll be also giving a brief on the strategy. Now, yeah, here is gold. You can see that from that level moving down to that direction. So that being said, gold may coming back to the daily support here, and yeah, this is a false breakout. You can see from here. That means that we may see the market to retest the daily support, but I'm not going to enter on a sell as it is a bullish market. So dollar CAD breaking below here, which is running quite a few pip up in this trade, and as it is breaking below, we will be looking to first see drop here, and once we see the market cross that level, we can move the stop loss at entry. First let it drop back down here. While you can see on XA USD also, I think that market also may drop to the daily support. Looking for possible downtrend here on this market. and we see that pretty strong downtrend in that area. And dollar CAD is keep pushing back down here. So we see that on dollar CAD it's breaking below the level that we discussed, and a bearish engulfer is being formed. We'll leave it there to run it, while we can see XAUSD also sharp drop here on this instrument, waiting for the price to retest the daily support. So dollar CAD is moving here, while dollar yen is in a sideways. XAUSD trending down, and this is a daily support. So once the market on the daily support on gold, if it reject, then we will be looking for possible buying opportunity, especially below this 1 hour support is an important level that we can see on this instrument. So we see that with this head and shoulder and liquidity grab, it started to trend in the direction. The price is almost to the daily support, and the question is how far it gonna drop. So that is a daily level, and if the market drop penetrate here and then form that reversal pattern, we look forward to have a bullish trade for the market to bounce to 3230 level. This is what today's high is, 3232 level. 3232 level is where you'll see that the market to potentially revert back up. Now here is the trend is coming down, where I hope that you guys can hear me. If you guys can hear me, I will appreciate if you give a thumbs up here, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. Yes, we see that dollar CAD is moving in the direction where, yes, dollar CAD, okay, wisdom, GBP USD. Yeah, we will be looking in the later stage. At the moment, we are focusing on dollar CAD trade and gold trade to drop back to that support. Wanting to see that it's coming back to that below that support level here, and to give us a possible entry in that area. So it's at the moment is highly bearish. So dollar CAD is maintaining its downtrend here, and we may see that the price to potentially keep pushing back down. It may drop back below that level here to that support level where the market trend is down. We could see the potential continuation. We can see that on XAUSD, also downtrend. Here is so if we delete those lines here just for the sake to understand the price action. So from the 1 hour price action, we can see this is the 1 hour candle which is showing bearish. It's crossed that high and then started to drop. So this is the 1 hour support and also the daily support. So looking to see the market to test that level and potentially getting a rejection, and then if we see the market has truly got that reaction from this level with any kind of reversal pattern, then we will be looking today's high is here to retest that to the daily, today's high into that level that we will be looking for possible buying if we see the market has shown that pattern in that direction from this level. So okay, so dollar CAD is still keep pushing down, and with that movement on dollar CAD is so our break-even target is 1.3850. so once the price managed to drop back below 1.3850 near there, we'll be bringing the stop loss at entry to make the trade break even, and then you still keep running it for the full TP hit potentially, while we can see that gold is consolidating here. This is daily support, again drawing down here. So dollar CAD is in a downtrend, and in the meantime we are looking for any possible entry on XAUSD, if especially coming to the daily support can give us possible entry here. So long-term trend, if we draw here on the daily, the lower time frame is here, so that's a significant trend line that we have seen in the past being respected, which is also here. So today's high is here, and that trend line you can see broken from that, the support down resistance 2 times has got rejected. Now with break of this swing low, because this is a high liquidity zone, which was there was a bounce here from here, you can see in this move this is a double top here, and the double top started especially with a strong liquidity from here, and if the market breaking below here, we may see potential reaction to go back to that double top, which is the daily high. And yeah, so gold has created again bearish price action in that area. Okay, so it's breaking below the daily low. We will be looking to see what kind of reaction it might be making here. So it's almost to the daily support. So for gold, once we see the market has a rejection from this level, we will be looking for possible entry. We are fully focused here for this possible rejection. And the reason you can see here, it's a clean head and shoulder and complete break of structure, multiple liquidity gap. So just keep in mind, guys, one thing is that it is still can continue to drop a lot. So it is still can break that daily low to come back to the previous daily low here. Okay, so that is why you will not be entering buy blindly, because once we see the market form a reversal pattern that we could see here, if it wants to bounce back up from the daily low, we might see a possible reversal confirmation here. And once we see the market has confirmed that reversal, that is where we will be looking to find that upside or the bullish trade in that area. Okay, so you see that it's almost to the daily support. Yeah, it's heading to that daily support level. Now, as I mentioned, we may see a complete a break below, or possibly to bounce again from that level. Now, if it breaks that daily support, it even could come back here to the previous daily low and test that 4-hour 20 EMA and then to return. So which is also one probable scenario. We'll be waiting to see. For me, both scenario possible: to break the daily low, not bouncing back up because it has formed a clean head and shoulder. So let's wait to see if it is creating that reversal pattern or suddenly dropping here to the 4-hour 20 EMA. This is another area of value where 4-hour 20 EMA, previous daily low, and then to trend back up again for another move. The market is highly bearish, so I am not opening any kind of buy here, neither the sell. We are observing the price action, and once we see that confirmation, we can look for entry. And in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Now, if it creates a reversal confirmation here, then only we will look for buy. But at the moment, it is still in a downtrend, and it still can drop back below here to that level, 319092 level. So neither selling nor buying, waiting for a confirmation. And coming up, another important trading day tomorrow coming up, core retail sales. So that will also make this price action very volatile here. So let's wait to see that the market from the daily, if it is having that reaction, or this is the 1 hour candle closed here. Currently we can see a bearish engulfer, and so 1 hour closing in just 1 minute. And after this 1 hour candle closed, the next one, yeah, it is possible for another reaction in that direction. It's a falling market. So what is falling is likely to fall. That's the law of trading, isn't it? So you could see that it's still coming down here in that direction to create a new lower low. We'll see that here. So 1 hour closed here with a long bearish red candle, which is typically a bear candle. So that kind of price action potentially to that here to break below. Okay, so now the question is, you can see there is a potential reaction here. So there is a primary bounce to that upside here, and So here it has managed to have a primary level of bounce. So that being said, we may see a possible reaction to the upside here, and okay, so okay, it might form a possible inverted head and shoulder that we discussed, a potential reversal. In that case, we might see the price to go back to the daily resistance line here, which is at 3-2 level, and so if we look at gold here, okay, so there is a possible buy, there is a possible upside as we discussed. So for so for us to find possible entry in this market, so let's see how this price action is closing. Okay, so showing a possible uptrend, so we'll be placing buy stop above this area, keeping stop loss below this low, TP target to the daily possible daily high, placing a buy stop here 3221.86 level. On XAUSD while we are running CAD trade. So long at 3221.86, stop at 3214.76, TP at 3231.11. So placed a buy stop on XAUSD for possible upside here in that area. So placed a buy stop, and as the market has managed to break from the daily support, expecting it to potentially go back to the daily high here. So our buy stop is at 3221.86, stop at 3231.11, TP target at 3214.76. Okay, so the market trend showing possible bullish. So the trade is triggered on the buy stop. Our buy trade is triggered at the moment, and I would like to see that the market having that potential bounce to the daily high here. So possible waiting for a possible trend continuation. Be holding it, and I think that if the market is trending, we might see that either to 3232 level, or even breaking that high further to the upside. So we are running the trade for a potential move back to the upside. So dollar CAD has revisited that entry level again. I'm still holding it. So the buyers here, potentially we see there is a possible for bullish pressure, still long weak candle in that direction. So that's a sign of the buying in the market. So as you can see, there is a long week here, so which is a sign of buying pressure, and that propel the price potentially to the upside. But anytime we could see, that the market may do anytime. So definitely risk management is the number one priority here. Holding it for possible bounce to 3232 or even higher. Now if it break out, then do you think that it's gonna go back to 3237 or 3232, or what's gonna potentially happen here? So here is it's you're forming narrower candle. So the imbalance it's creating to the upside, so possibly to fill that zone. We may see the market to as I mentioned, key is to make sure that you do the risk management, which is very important to look at. So looking at the daily resistance line here, forming quite a few narrower candle in that area, which is now whenever coming down, the buyers placing buy, so which is getting, has got a very strong bullish price action here, which is good for us to see that the market is moving in the direction as expected. So we see a bullish price action, expecting it to potentially return back up here to create a new higher high. So we'll try to ride the trend, and as far as concerned, we are on the right direction, expecting to 95 pip possible move if it goes up in that direction. With proper risk management is the key. Now we are on, unless it is a false breakout, okay, so we see that bulls pushing that price, that can see possible move in that direction here on XAUSD. Okay, we can see a bullish price action, which is also possible for a trend continuation. So we see that we are running on the profit on this trade, and want to see that it's getting to move in the direction that we expected. Bullish trend continuation, and So as the market has break from this daily support level, wanting to see that it's getting back to the upside to the daily resistance here. Now back to back two narrow candlestick pattern formation on this one. Okay, so we see it's heading in our direction as expected. Would like to hold it, and I think that we may see that the price to possibly breaking above to 3236 level. The dollar CAD had a unusual break to the upside again. Might need more liquidity here, so we manage the trade with proper risk, while gold trade is potentially moving in the direction here, so we would like to hold it for this upside, as what I think that because it in a strong uptrend, we might see that XAUSD to move up further, possibly to 3236 level to the daily resistance. So if you look at the daily, here is the daily resistance 3236 level, or even potentially to up further. Okay, so the market trend is up, and you're looking to see, so dollar CAD has out, we are out with the trade on dollar CAD, while gold is still running in. So the trend is still maintaining that uptrend here. So I think we can hold that one. I would like to extend the TP to 3235 here, as there is a probability for further upside here, so which will be around 135 pip profit target on this trade. So I'm extending the TP here to 3235 level. on XAUUSD. So we extended the TP target to 3235 level for possible bounce from the daily, as it managed to break out. So we will be covering the $CAD trade here on gold. That's how trading is, guys. So if we see that if any trade didn't work out, we can cover it from the next one, holding the trade, the one that is working for bigger profit target. So that will give us all the previous one needed. So we here, if we can see, if we can hold it to 3235 level, it will be almost 140 pip if we can hold it to that level, if it is moving back to that level, as it is trying to reject from the resistance line. I'm still holding it to see if it is breaking above here, as this level is quite important, and we might see some reaction from here. But if the price managed to break from this resistance to the upside here, that's where the real trade will come to us. So you see that there is a 30 minutes closed, and .30 minutes is a bull candle. So to continue the trend, we see there is a break of structure here. So if this break of structure going back up to create a new higher high, we will see the trend continuation. Now if this break of structure is not being able to move back up to create a new higher high, we might see that drop down. So so far we see that bullish continuation here that we can see, and with that bullish continuation, as this is a significant support, expecting it to potentially moving back to the upside here. So in that case we might see 323,536 level. Let's wait to see if it is breaking above or again coming back. Holding it for possible movement to the upside. So We need to see that trend continuation for us to continue the trade. We are on the track so far, waiting for this market to possibly break up. Now looking at 5 minutes here, we can see that 5 minutes candlestick pattern here is also now we are in a very crucial level for possible this structure has to be broken to the upside for possible trend continuation, which we see that there is a narrow candle at the moment. All right, so I think we might see bounce from this level, and we are holding on for possible 130 pip if it is breaking above. Because this resistance needs to be broken here. This resistance needs to be broken for trend continuation. We saw that there is a rejection from that resistance, but if it is breaking above, then we might see that it's possibly to go back to the daily. If you look at here, you can see this is the daily resistance that even could cross that high. So that is why I'm holding it still for this movement to the upside. This is a little slower movement here, but which is possibly to welcome. Thank you. Just little patience. Yeah, here is I'm still holding in because though it is forming again a head and shoulder in that area, looking at the 15 minutes price action, there is a possible for weak fill and then to return. price again on this support here. Looking forward to see we are at the entry, and the price already has broken that support again. So the price from this resistance had a rejection, and if we look at the 15 minutes, now from the 5 minutes, if we look at here, just deep and well below. It failed to break this high. Now the question is this market will be able to break above, or so there is a 15 minutes candle closing and 1 minute chart here. The price is at near our entry. So if it is after the head and shoulder, we see there is a break, and from this level now it tested this liquidity zone. If it wants to return to the major direction of the trend, we should be able to see a bounce here. The price is near our entry. Okay, so this is where we are looking at, as the price dropped to that. This is a previous support, which is an important liquidity zone, and yeah, if it wants to trend, then we should be able to see bouncing back. It just has gone above our entry, so there will be some fluctuation in the market, and that's how it works. But as long as it's going in that, and guys, make sure that you do risk management. As I mentioned, anything can happen. It still could trend again to the downside, making it as a false breakout. But we are on that is because we would like to see that if you didn't do the risk management, the price is near entry, then I would highly encourage you to do it straight away, either reducing the lot size or letting the trade to do something, as you have a bigger target, but the main goal here is to take the bigger profit. Okay, so this is what we are looking at. Now in this area here, we can see the market is now looking at daily here, daily level, that's we're looking at, as well as the 4-hour. So we there's a narrow candlestick pattern formation here, and 15 minutes price action. Okay, so here it's not being able to sell off, so that's the case, then expecting it to bounce from that level. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closing also important. So far we waiting to see that possible break to the upside, as waiting still in the major direction to see if it is which we here it's this is for me so far bullish price action, so I'm still holding it because from here still it can have a possible reaction to the upside. So we have gone to our entry again. Okay, moving back here with a double bottom, and that is where we may see that the market to trend in the major direction. That's what we're looking at to see. Okay, so we'll be holding it, and what I think that if it managed to break out, we could see for the price to 3235 level. That's the goal, unless if it is trending again backward. So if we look at here, this is the 15 minutes price action here, and the 5 minutes, which is after the doji, a possible bullish price action from the 1 minute as well. So our entry on this trade is 3-2. You guys with me? So we are seeing that the market little slowly moving, but we are on the trade, and yeah, we want to target potential for bigger win, and that is we're looking to see for the market to remain in the major direction. So here is little sideways, but is still waiting for that yeah, here the price action looking at 15 minutes candlestick pattern. The price action for a bit of time is in a sideways on the higher time frame, in the mid intraday time frame. That's what causing it to find it difficult to have a strong move, because the 15 minutes is in a sideways. So you're still at entry here. The market trend is very important to look at. So when we are entering into the trade, the most important part that you look at is the trend. And as you can see that the major trend is up. From here we saw that bounce, and that's what waiting for the market to, this resistance is, it find it difficult to break. So we saw head and shoulder and break. Now with this false breakdown, if the market managed to break from that high, that's where we could see to trend back to the daily 3235 level, and that's what we're waiting to see for the market to move up. And we are on that area where if this is a false breakdown here, we should be able to see it to trend in that direction here. That's what we're waiting to see. Thank you very much for joining the live session. I absolutely appreciate your support to the channel. We'll keep holding it. I'm still on live. We'll want to secure some bigger pip here for that upside, so that we can have better understanding what might happen, and also secure those potential profit here. Now if it is a false breakout, that's a like to see trend continuation here. Okay, so here is potential rejection to the upside. The market, that because there is a consolidation, this is struggling to do a strong trend, but we are on it and like to hold it for that possible bigger profit target. As you know, the market trends only 30% of the time. 70% of the time the market move in a sideways. So that 30% that we are waiting for one potential bounce. if we look at again the 30 minutes, there is a bullish candle on the 30 minutes, and I was expecting for the market to possibly go ahead and fill that zone here on the 30 minutes. You can go back to the entry. So 30 minutes candle closed and struggling to bounce. So we see the market finding it difficult to break out. Now at this point in this area, it's a very sharp sideways market, and let's look at the 1 hour candle closed. Daily price action also, the market from the daily. So today's the price action is not very strongly trending. That's why we see that the market is not being able to so it has broken from the high, and we'll see how this candle is closing. We might need to go break even if how this candle closing, and the next one is 15 minutes price action here. Is bearish price action in that area, so unless it changes so with the 5 minutes here, market may remain bearish here. So we will see that if it is moving up for a pullback again, the price 30 minutes, and the market is very choppy at the moment due to the holiday season. So when the market choppy, it sometimes doesn't trend properly. So it is doing here at the moment. It's not trending. It's finding it difficult to trend. And so after this move with the head and shoulder, so this is a previous order block here. So there is an imbalance in that area. We might see the price to retest that imbalance. So you'll be looking to see for potential return to the daily level. This is a 1 minute chart. Now as the market it's not in a very strong trend, if we see the price reach that level here to the entry, we might exit at entry, break even. So we will look to see if the market is going back there, which we could see some return again possibly, as there is a neckline here. Which is nearing our entry at 322.07. let's see if we, this is the 1 hour candle. In the first 10 minutes it dropped a lot, so possibly we could see again sideways movement, so the market may not trend very strongly here. I wouldn't be very ambitious about this trend. So if we manage to go back to our entry, where we will be out of the trade if this move take the price back there. So our entry is around 3220 level. So it's trying to form narrower doji in that area. Going at entry is where we will be exiting the trade. What I think that it might range quite a while, so because it's in a very strong resistance, got a rejection from 3226, it's less likely to trend back up. So rather we will be, if it managed to break to the upside, we will be out at the entry, unless here it is forming further bearish price action. The price action here is we can see there is we can how this will be forming here is to look at having bullish bias in that area. Thank you. Yeah, that's what you see. There was a your USD. Yeah, so we look at on euro dollar at later stage. First of all, euro dollar from the intraday, we saw there is a support test. This is in a consolidation. Daily price action has broken below. We may see that euro dollar to trend back, possibly to the upside. Going back to gold here. Okay, so in this area, this is a very sometime you will see that this kind of price action that that sometime it will not give you a clear idea about what the market might be doing, neither bullish nor bearish. So it's a narrow price. In this kind of price action, you'll see the very difficult to predict exactly the directional bias, because you'll see the market trending down and then going in a sideways. So here I'm still waiting to see. This market where the price tested the 20 MA, it may form double bottom and then return, or it may keep trending to this support here. So you'll see which way it is heading at the moment. And so we see that there is a 15 minutes closed, and this 15 minutes candle that we can see is where a bearish candle. So if we look at the 4-hour price action, so far from the 4-hour, it has make its way to the upside. So this candle, we should be able to see that feeling that week at some point. And looking at the 1 hour, in the first few minutes, we see the market started to break below. So if this market is going up here for retest, that's where we will be going out with this trade. 15 minutes, and again going back to the 1 minute chart. So now you can see it was trending down and again managed to break out. So in a sideways, waiting in a sideways market to started to trend. I think that's gonna be selling pressure. 15 minutes. Now if this 15 minutes candlestick pattern is not being able to close, then we see 5 minutes closing. this it has formed a triangular pattern here. That is what we are expecting it to trend to the upside. Now it may not directly go for a big trend, but if it goes back here to this neckline where we can out with the trade, and as the market in a sideway which dollar CAD just had a complete breakout, so it might change the trend here. So with that, on XAUUSD, possibly to test the neckline. Okay, we see some bullish rejection, so we are preparing for possible exiting of this trade. So what I am going to do, guys, here I'm going to bring the TP at entry. So as soon as the market will reach there, we will be exiting the trade. So with this trade here, I'm bringing the TP at entry, both of this trade. So I brought my TP at entry, but in case if we see it's very near, we might be able to even close manually because we are almost nearing to the entry, only 17-18 pip, and the reason it may again return back. So as soon as it's gonna reach at the entry, we either will go by manually break even or it might hit that level. So we are almost at entry, and around 7 to 8 pip away from the entry. So here I will be exiting manually because it may start to revert again, though it's almost at entry. So I am out with the trade manually from this trade so it's a break-even trade. I am out with the trade break-even. So we are out with this with this trade break even, and as currently this market not trending, so we will be looking forward to start a trend. Very choppy, sometime the market does this, and this is where the trading is. We need to wait for possible better setup coming up potentially later, as once this consolidation will break, we will see potentially trend again. And with that said, we look forward to guys to see you tomorrow again trading live here. And with that said, thank you for joining this live session. I'll see you again very soon trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy. And in the meantime, if you guys want to explore more the strategy that I'm trading, you can find link below this video, all the links, and also you can stay connected by joining the Telegram channel. Also, you can find link below this video. Thank you. We'll see you very soon. Until that, stay well,